Been a while, huh? Fugo Kusanagi, Kusanagi Fugo, Kusanagi Fugo here. And I'm feeling great. You know why? You already know why. You know why? Because I'm talking about Ash Crimson, baby. But how is he cool? Ash Crimson is a jerk. A big, cunning, rat-faced, dummy, stupid jerk. Now, it's not like he did anything incredibly vile and is the worst human being ever, well, sort of, but he's actually irritating enough that people still find themselves loathing his entire existence. If you're coming into this video having little to no knowledge of KOF, well, welcome I guess. But I'll brief you on why. KOF arcs are all headed by different protagonists. Kyo Kusanagi from KOF 94 to KOF 97, Kid Ash from KOF 99 to 2001, and Ash Crimson from KOF 2003 to KOF 13. SNK's deal with protagonists in KOF is to obviously have something new instead of the same guy doing the same stuff. And what makes KOF protagonists different from protagonists of different franchises is that they're all kind of jerks, with the exception of the latest one, of course. He's a good man. Kyo and Kid Ash are a departure from the usual reserved lone warrior type fighters, instead both being hot-headed, loud, and pretty stylish. But Ash is still the odd one out. Why? Well, for starters, he's flamboyant and feminine. To the people used to the masculine, cool guy protagonist, that's gotta be appalling. Who is this man that looks like a lady? And why is he plastered all over KOF? Is KOF now for little pussies or something? I don't know if anyone said that, but I'm gonna pretend someone actually did. Anyway, Ash Crimson's being Ash Crimson didn't and still doesn't sit well with people as our former hero of KOF. And while the arguments against his existence are not very convincing and reek of coke, SNK expected this and were proud of it. Well, what makes him such a cool character anyway? For starters, gameplay-wise, he's a sort of a Guile type character. To be honest, I'd more compare him to Remy. Ash's track record is pretty decent for the most part. He's good in KOF 2003, he's also good in KOF 11, I don't know how it is in 12, and KOF 13. While I would go a little on about gameplay, I think it's important to get to the lore now. Tragically born in France, Ash grew up with another KOF character named Elizabeth. After some time, he ended up leaving the house to embark on his own journey. What that journey is for, who fucking knows. On the way, he enlists two fighters, Duolan and Shenwu. With those two, he ends up forming a team for the 2003 KOF tournament. Despite the curiosity on who the hell Ash Crimson is and what his intentions are, they ended up joining him anyway, all for their own cause. It's a small thing, but what adds to Ash's mystique is that he literally asks two people to form a team with him, yet doesn't exactly explain what his goal is. And they just roll with it. After beating the hell out of everyone in the tournament, the new hero team goes on their own separate ways, and Ash's true goal starts to unravel. The three sacred treasures, Kyo, Iori, and Chizuru, investigate the Orochi Seal, curious as to what anomaly is happening this time and attempting to restore it once again. Unfortunately, this would lead to Ash being the rat bastard he is and ambushing Chizuru. Ash takes the treasure of Chizuru's clan, which is the Yata clan mirror. He then leaves an ominous warning to Iori that he's next. With his intentions slowly becoming more clear, Ash embarks on another journey to, of course, steal Iori's treasure, the Yasakani jewel. He forms a new team, with Oswald taking the place of Duolan. Speaking of Duolan, the Link Cap assassin would join in on another team, alongside Benimaru and the debuting Elizabeth. They all intend to go find out where Ash is and confront him regarding his actions, with Benimaru's specific goal being he wants to know what the fuck Kyo was doing this time. Though Elizabeth's team won the tournament, they were a bit too late in catching Ash Crimson stealing the Yasakani jewel from the distracted Iori. Despite being criticized for his actions, Ash teases Elizabeth by showing his really cool, super shiny purple flames. Ooh. And somehow that intimidates Elizabeth. He then leaves, but not before giving a warning to the last member of the Three Sacred Treasures team, Kyo Kusanagi, promising that he will steal his treasure, the Kusanagi sword. Here we lean on to KOF 13. In the story, he still manages to stay really fucking strong. In fact, Ash ends up working with the main villains of this saga, those from the past. Saiki, the leader of those from the past, is the ancestor of Ash Crimson, and is somehow more of a dick than Ash himself. A shocker, I know. However, for the first time in his long story, he actually does something good. In fact, his whole intentions from the beginning were actually for a good cause. Now, wasn't he warning Kyo about stealing his treasure? Well, yeah. Anyway, Ash joined up with those from the past because he wants to kill his ancestor and end his bloodline in a group that intends to reset time and reestablish their dominance on the planet. Now, how the hell we got to that point? I might as well explain on a video covering all the arcs. Psyche, along with the rest of those from the past, try to use their power to reopen the Gate of Time to reach their goal. To the surprise of Psyche, that gate starts to actually close down. Ash, taking the advantage of the situation, tries to take his soul. An oversight of Psyche's essence slowly taking control of him costs him his opportunity, and then we have an Ash Crimson that's even more of an asshole, the cleverly named Evil Ash. When all hope seems lost, the winning team of Elizabeth, Duolon, and Shenwu all come together to free Ash of Psyche's control. In a last-ditch effort, Psyche tries to tell Ash to cross the gate and reset time to restart their plan, only for Ash Crimson to say no and actually sacrifice himself to stop those from the past. You know, Ash Crimson is somewhat of a conniving shithead that gets away with everything. But all that hides the truly good side of Ash that's willing to give up his existence to save the world. A world you wouldn't think he gave a shit to ever care to save. And that would be the end of Ash Crimson.
You thought you'd never see me again, didn't you? Well, too bad!
Come KOF 14, in the ending for the official invitation team of Kukuri, Hein, and Sylvie, we see Kukuri talk with Elizabeth, dropping a bombshell seen earlier that Ash Crimson's body was returned on Earth, free from the body of the fan service villain himself, Verse. Despite laying onto the mountains of Ukraine, for whatever fucking reason, it's due time for the Frenchman to make his formal comeback into the King of Fighters tournament in 15. When I say Ash Crimson hating is a good thing, it's because it adds to the fact that he's a character that loves screwing with people, both the characters in-game and you, the players. In fact, I found leaked information stating that a hidden mode where Ash Crimson will continuously talk shit about your existence, with the length of the speech increasing each time you use him as a practice dummy in training mode. You may argue that his story wasn't done enough justice, but I think the point of his existence was already made loud and clear. A fun character to play as and an equally interesting backstory, Ash Crimson made his mark in a lot of SNK fans' minds as someone to bash and hate with fury. Personally, I find that very nice. Fugo Kusanagi, Kusanagi Fugo, Kusanagi Fugo. Out. My next video is not going to be about KOF.